Tov, I was asked an interesting question, so I wanted to share it with you. Somebody asked, what happens if a person has Tefilin of Rashi and Rabenu Tam? And what happened was that they made the mistake and they made the bracha on Rabenu Tam. They put it on, and only after having their Tefilin on, all of a sudden they realize, 1 second, I'm wearing Rabenu Tam, I'm not wearing Rashi. What do they do now? Do they switch and they have to make a bracha or not? So there's one opinion that he says that at the end of the day, since right now, right, I thought that it was Shitat Rashi, meaning I thought that it was Tefillin of Rashi. And if right now I usually do put them both on anyway, which means when I'm already making the bracha on Rashi, I already have Rabenu Tam in mind. Because if you're only making one bracha, because according to everybody you don't make a bracha on Rabenu Tam, so if anyway when I'm making my bracha on Rashi, I already have my mind on Rabenu Tam. So therefore, now that I'm going to put it on, and I made the mistake and I put on first Rabenu Tam and then Rashi, what I could do is I just take it off, put on Rashi, and there's no problem. Other people want to say, no, but 1 second, that's only if you actually wear both. What happens if you don't wear both? You only wear one. Or if you already made a hefsek, which means if you made a hefsek, a pasek, that you came and you made an interruption in between, so now maybe not. However, though the majority of the opinions actually hold, right, that even though there's going to come out a machloket, whether if it's only if you always put on both or you don't put on both. However, though what happens is that according to the halacha, maskana, you do not make another bracha, you just take it off right away. You don't make a hefsek. You come, you put on Rashi right away, and then you go as normal. That's what's actually brought down in the halacha. Now, to do with the actual concept of the Rashi and the Rabenu Tam, I wanted to share with you two other chidushim that I saw, which I think is actually very, very important. The Ben Ish Chai, the Kav HaChaim, and the Or LeTzion, they all bring down like Maran. Which means the Ben Ish Chai, Kav HaChaim, and the Or LeTzion, they bring down like Maran, shetzarich laniach shtem biyachad. That technically you have to put both of them on together. Because that's the Ikar Adin according to the Arizal HaKadosh. And they said that you should be careful that they should be small. Rav Yosef says, lechatchila, you should put both of them together. But lemaaseh, since it's difficult to find tefillin tanot kol kach, that you should actually be able to put them, so therefore it's better to put them one after another. Even though, in the Otzrot Yosef, he brings down, that was the minhag of Rav Vadia, to put one after another. However, though, in the Yalkut Yosef, it's brought down in the Yabia Omer, and in the Tshuvak Tavyad, which is brought down in Yalkut Yosef, right, it brings down in the Biurim, that somebody that does have tefillin tanot, v'yachol lechaven mekom nanechatam bevat achat, adif shiaseken. Which means even according to Rav Vadia, if you do have small ones, it is better to put both of them on together. Now, what about when do I switch them? Let's say a person does not put them on together. He's going to have two different tefillin, and he's going to put them on one after another. When does he switch them? So it's brought down in Shulchan Aruch, and we mentioned this last week, that you're not supposed to take off your tefillin minimum until after Kaddish Kabal, right? Which means that if a person mamash had to leave, after Kaddish Kabal, he takes them off and then he leaves. Why? In order to say 3 Kaddishim and 4 Kedushot. We know that in Uval Etzion, it's Kedusha de Sidra, that's the 4th Kedusha. So what happens is that a person comes and they should say the different Kedushot as well, which means we know that we have the Kadosh, 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 whether it's going to be in Yotzer Or, we have Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh of the Amidah, now you have Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh of Kedusha de Sidra, which means we have Kedusha of the Sidra. So he comes and he says, even though Lechatechila you should take them off after Alenu L'Shabeach, he says like this, says the Or LeTzion, according to that, the same thing. Since we go that even though Rabenu Tam is a higher level than Rashi, right, and that's why we know that Rabenu Tam is a higher level than Rashi, mitzad the Kabbalah, but still, you should only take off the tefillin of Rashi only after you're going to do Uval Etzion, the Kedusha of Uval Etzion. However, though Rav Vadia comes and he wanted to say that no, that you shouldn't take it off until after Leilul Shabeach, but then he comes and he says, but if a person really needs to, so then he would be able to do it in between Chazarat HaShatz, in between his quiet Amidah and Chazarat HaShatz, or after the Chazarah, but not during the Chazarah in itself. Why not during the Chazarah in itself? Because Maran actually brings down, and this is the Mishabura. The Mishabura says, not during Chazarat HaShatz, because then, first of all, you're going to cause hefsek, because you have to start answering the brachot, and number 2, you're losing the concentration. Chazarat HaShatz is so important that a person has to realize that they have to pay attention and they have to answer. So therefore, even if it is that they're going to be switching, they wouldn't be switching in between Chazarat HaShatz. So therefore, obviously, we see the importance of what it is, the tefillin, and how long that you're always always, every single second is a mitzvah. However, though, a person should be careful that the tefillin should be on as long as possible, because every second is that's a mitzvah in order to fulfill the will of HaKadosh Baruch Hu.